Welcome back. This is Jeff Byers, and we are on Module 10, and we are working on the Encloth mini assignments. And the one we're working on now is going to be the curtain. We're going to have Steve walk through the curtain. He's not going to be walking, he'll be sliding through the curtain. And so we'll show you how to do that. This should be a pretty quick one. It simulated very easily, didn't have to do too much to this. For some reason this one took a little longer, so this should be a nice breeze for you guys. So make sure that your curtain looks similar to this, and we want Steve to be, let's get him about halfway through, and we want him to kind of, you know, not go all the way through the curtain because that will take a little longer to simulate. Let's have him about halfway like that. Half of him hits the curtain and then we go through. So let's move him back a little bit. Let's not wait too long. Let's kind of bring him right up to the curtain. Okay. So let's go ahead and select everything and delete by type history. There we go. Alright, so now we're ready to rock and roll. It should be pretty simple. The floor already has, it should have dynamics on, and if it doesn't, go ahead and add the dynamics to everything. But I didn't really have any issues with the curtain falling down or anything, so we should be good. So let's go ahead and add dynamics and get it started. So select the object, go to Encloth and create Encloth. Okay, and then I'm going to click on Steve, and I'm going to add a passive collider to him. There we go. And then we're going to click on the curtain, and we're going to show you how to add a constraint. So we want it to, otherwise we would just, this would fall and wrinkle up on the floor if we just simulated it now. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click over, go to vertex mode, and select the 2 rows from the top like that. Okay. And then with that done, we're going to go in here and go to end constraint. Okay, and then we're going to go to transform constraint and click on the option box, and there's really nothing to do in here. Why I clicked on it, I don't know. Maybe I just wanted to show you that there's nothing in here. Click on create constraint. There we go. So now we see these little dots, green dots, that tells you that that's where the constraint is. When we look on here, we can see it there as well. Okay. So the simulation is fairly easy. I keep hitting the Windows key. It's too close to the Alt key. I'm going to click on Steve. I'm going to go to frame 1. I want at least 500 frames for simulation. Okay, that's about what we need. And I'm going to hit the S key with Steve selected, and I'm going to move it up to 250. You're going to get a warning saying you shouldn't do that. And then we're going to go ahead and move that up to right about where this other object is here, that cadaver there. Okay, and let's go ahead and hit S for the simulation. We got it. We have to give it a little bit of time. If it passes through or breaks through the cloth, it means it's going too fast. So we have to be careful with that. Let's go ahead and do the simulation. The last time I simulated it, it did it perfectly, exactly the way I wanted it to. Even though it looks like it's passing through, it looks good. That looks fine. And what you could do with that is do what we did before. That looks great. And I even like the way the cloth is. It's just going way too slow, because we could speed that up. Okay, so maybe it will fall down just about right. Yeah, just about right. Okay, so let's go back again. I'll make one adjustment. Again, the thickness of this object is 0.17, and we could do 0.75 like that. And go ahead and play the simulation one more time. There we go. And it still looks like it goes through. That's normal. Just because it's a single-sided object. Okay. Alright, that looks good. I like that. Alright, when you do the simulation, the Playblast for me, make sure that everything's looking good. I'm going to give it about 600 frames. We just need a couple extra 100 more. I'm not going to play it back again, but go ahead. What you want to do is save this scene for me with the simulation in it. Save scene as. And let's go, what did I call the other one? The drapes. So we're going to call this one, I'm just going to click on this and change this to large curtain. Okay, and that's what I'll turn in. Alright. If I was a student, I'd be turning that in. And then I want to, that's the MB file. Then you're going to go in here and do a Playblast. Okay? So I'm not going to waste your time on that. So I'm going to hit the F9 key, and then we'll come back. Okay, I came back just to show you the settings. I'm not sure, I think most of you are ready to go with that. You've done enough of these. XVID, quality 100, scale 4, and then whatever you're going to call it. And this one we're going to call large curtain, right? Yeah. Curtain. And probably should put my first name on there. Alright, so now you know the settings and everything, and you want it to go, make sure you go to desktop or somewhere you know where it's going, and go ahead and copy that. Anyway, I'm not going to waste any more of your time, so I'm going to hit the F9. Okay, the video looks good, so you can see the Playblast. It's going to show a little bit of that. That's okay. As long as he's not going through and he's pushing the curtain out of the way, you're good to go. Those artifacts that you see that were kind of, kind of weird, that's normal. That's normal for Playblast, so don't worry about those little things. Okay. Alright, that's good. So you can see that there's a little bit of, see those little things that you see there, that's normal, so don't worry about that. I'm not going to grade off on that, okay? Don't worry about that. If his whole leg goes through, then just turn up, what was that setting that we had for that? Just turn up the thickness to 0.1 or something like that until it stops doing that. But in the simulation itself, we're good. So that's what you turn in. Again, you don't need to give me anything as far as a screenshot of that. But if you want to, just to prove that you did it, and you can't get the Playblast going, then have it go about halfway with the simulation, just to show that he's pushing it out of the way, and go ahead and do a screenshot like that in case something happens with the Playblast. You're still going to get marked off, but at least the screenshot will prove that you did the actual simulation. Okay? Alright. So with that done, we're finished with this one. Make sure you save your work, and we're on to the next one. I'll see you in the next video.